Welcome back, Fluffy Brick Builders, and today we're going to be taking a look at Lego Icons Rivendell, which is an 18 plus set 10316, 6,167 pieces. It's part of the Lego Icon series, but also the Lord of the Rings. This set comes with multiple minifigures. So folks, this is a set we will be reviewing today, so stay tuned. Here is the set fully built and it's a magnificent glory. Boy, this is definitely the biggest build I have yet to do. We have this build come into 3 different sections. The first section being the magnificent detailed tower, which gives you your 5 additional minifigures. And then split that section right off. And then you have the center section, which has the fellowship area, the detailed tree. We're going to get into more details. We're just splitting this off. And then the third section, which makes this come out and be the biggest width and giving you over 20 some odd inches in width, and the depth is almost 20 inches, which means you need a bigger space, is this. Because of that angle right here, that's what's giving you that. In my opinion, I'm saying that it's not the greatest thing, because now if you want to display it on, let's say, a IKEA Billy shelf, because of this big pop out, it's ridiculous. American Billy shelves, they don't go more than 12 inches. But then if you're in, let's say, UK or another foreign country for IKEA, you can get one that's like 14 inches. So with this little pop out and attached, it literally makes it come out way further than it needs to. Can you put it on a Billy shelf with an overhang? Of course you can. But let's get into the deep dive onto each of these sections. The first section we're going to take a look at is the tower section. And technically this is the first section you will be building when you crack open that box for the very first time. The set starts off with the bottom of slated rock tile with some mixture of plants on the bottom and a secret hideout that, you know, little minifigures can go and hide. Especially Frodo's best friend can go in there and hide and go out. Any of the little ones, like if you ever played Lego Lord of the Rings the game, the smaller minifigures are the ones that were able to go through halls and the hideouts. To give you those 5 extra minifigures in the set, you do get statue minifigures right along the side, which honestly, if you count it right, is your extra minifigures, because they are minifigures. They're just statues that come along the side. These statues have 2 different hair pieces and several different facial expressions. I have the ones set right now, the ones that I particularly wanted. But you can choose whichever facial expression that you choose to do. Coming right up, you have the intricate castle design for the tower, right all the way up to the top. If you were curious, you can remove this top piece just like this, which gives you more of the intentional detail that they brought to the tower. Literally, this is just a pop-up piece that literally just sits on top. It's really not that hard to just pop it back on and move forward. But with the top off, you can get a good look of the inside of Bilbo's room. And guys, I know a lot of people are complaining about the top tiles, and that's another reason why they never got this set, because they thought it was going to be insanely ridiculous to be able to put these on. But as you can see, all you do is you take a nice tile piece and you just rub it in between, and that gets them nice and perfect and flush. So honestly, Lego thought of it from the get-go on how this should be done properly, so you're not sitting there trying to get everything even. Onto the left side, where you get some of the details with dinosaur tail arches, that gives you that awesome look and display ability for the minifigures and look in a realistic time. I do want to note that this set is not completely realistic to the actual J.R. Rowling movie and books, but Lego took their version and they mashed it up together perfectly to get something that is represented in Lego form. You then have the nice, beautiful portrait in the back where you can see that Sauron is about to get his hand chopped off with the sword. You got that nice, beautiful portrait sword. It actually, I'm a huge fan of this sticker portrait, and most of the stickers in this set were literally just big, big stickers, easy to move, and even if you would mess this up, it wouldn't make such a big deal because it was literally covered in a nice border piece. Up on top, you got the nice look to give that awesome little design of more details and more look on the back. The back actually is phenomenal. So technically, if you want to display it front or back, it's your choice, honestly. So coming on the top floor up here, oh no, a piece came off. I'll fix that in a minute. For some reason, this piece came off, which goes right there. But up on top, you can see Bilbo's room. In Bilbo's room, you have his little study area where he is writing his book, his famous book. He's got some candlelight, he's got his ink, he's got all that nice beauty stuff right there that he's writing his amazing book with his Bilbo's chair. Can't think of it off the top of my head, but he gives this to Frodo Leithra, I think it is, Leithra, which is non-puncturable armor. It's a chain armor from Elvish that he can wear, and it doesn't even look like he won't get hurt. Because in the movie, when he's down in the dungeons of the dwarves and he gets stabbed, it doesn't hurt him at all. On the front, you got like a chest, but it's not a chest, it just represents as a chest with a nice, beautiful, printed bed piece where Bilbo will sleep. Coming into the bottom, you've got a nice bookshelf area. I want to say that's Elvish bread right there. And you also got some candlelights on the bottom section. It's not that pretty detailed on the bottom except for that very nice looking bookshelf that's inside. That's where the real detail for the bottom section is. And as you can see, this is modular because it's got the push pin bases on top, which allows you to be able to connect into the center section. But all in all, this tower section is absolute beauty. It was fun to build and fun to look at now. Now let's get over to the middle section. Here we have the center section, which is technically the last section you build. Because you go from the tower, and then you move all the way over to the other end, which I thought was weird, but I'm sure there was an aesthetic way of why they do this. I will say right off the bat, the first thing you're going to notice is this big awful tree. This tree was annoying to build. That tree was annoying to build. The trees, the only one that was easy and fun to build was that one right there. Other than that, these trees were annoying. So the biggest complaint I'm going to have when it comes to the tree is the bottom up to here looks good, looks good, looks good. And then when you start getting to that cube look, all up on here, that's where I start being like, no. They started doing amazing log detail, pop outs, and all that here. But once you come past here and it looks all cube-like, that's where I get a little disappointed on the look of the tree. When you come to the Fellowship, one thing that they allowed was this thing can pop completely off, so you can display this piece on a desk. So we're going to look at this a little more detailed. In this, they made, okay, this is the most popsicles and wieners and hot dogs and sausage, however you want to look at, I have done. There's popsicle pieces and sausage pieces all up on this to make the seat. There's even some more sausage pieces on Elrond's seat too. You got the vines over here popping up from the tree, which that's what I'm saying. The bottom half of the tree looks great, but once you go up, it starts looking awful. And I feel like there needs to be a little bit more foliage for the top of the leaves, but that's just me. Sitting in the middle, you have a twisted brick section that makes it look very detailed where the ring actually is held, just like represented in the movie. But right below it, you got some of that awesome printed detail plates, which you're going to see a lot of it in this section, especially in the back room, where you got a lot of the brick pieces already plated and stickered, which everybody absolutely loves. Later on, I'm going to show you what it looks like with all the minifigures in their different legs. So stay tuned. We'll put those all on here. I'm going to show you the different forms when we talk about the minifigures. But once you move this out of the way completely, you're going to see which Lego actually did this for an aesthetics of Holden and detail. They needed this on the bottom to support that center section. So what they did, they put the Eye of Elrond in the Eye of Sauron inside the bottom of that plate to look like it's exactly right above where the ring goes, which was one of the most amazing things everybody talks about. But the only way to see that is if you remove that bottom base. But it's still nice to know that that is a possible thing. As you can see, right coming from the back, you got the detailed arches, which gives it an amazing white aesthetic and just pops it out. And guess what? This is all built upside down. So how you build it's upside up, but when you put it in, it's done upside down. So all this is upside down compared to how you built it, which is pretty cool. The only thing I don't like is how this piece and the one over here is not really attached or anything. You got the nice little turquoise blue separating it from the bottom mixed in with the gold. I feel like we need a little more gold. But as you can look right along the bottom of the baseline, you can see all the detailed of the rock formation, which is in snug form. So in other words, everything is tight into each other. This little bridge area was absolutely fun to build. I was curious during this whole time what we were actually building over here, but then I figured out that it was just a small little bridge, which you got some of the vines that are supposed to represent some of the vines from the tree. You got some jars over here, and this is a little arch area, which this, I can tell you right now, is lammas bread. 100% that's lammas bread. Honestly, this piece comes out. I thought this was the coolest thing ever. These little pieces, this one, and I'll show you the other one on the third one. These little round things was the most intricate sections I've ever seen built with Lego. I can technically, let me see if I can pop this. If I take this one off, we'll allow it to come out. I definitely can do it with the canopy. I'm going to show you guys the detailed for the bottom of this. Let's see if I can flip this one upside down. See how detailed this is? It doesn't look like a normal plate section. This is its own little custom plate piece, which is absolutely phenomenal. And the one that's for that canopy on the third section is even better. And as you can see, all on the roofs, you got more of that amazing dot tile roof pieces, which absolutely look phenomenal. You have to pay attention really close to the instructions to be able to get it perfect. But using the plate piece to strain these out, look how beautiful it looks. Oh, that's going to bug me. That's not straight. There we go. And you got a little tower on the top with a little, I want to say it's trying to represent as a bird statue, but no, you can't put a minifigure in that tower. And you can barely put a minifigure in the original tower in the first section. But this is what it looks like from the front. Now let's switch it to the side. Which you get more onto the side is more of the little tree. But here's the thing. The little secret detail right here. This little bench right here is where Bilbo and Frodo sit and have a little conversation. It's a little hidden feature not many people knew about. But that's what that bench is for back here. The only thing that sucks is this little thing looks like crap from the back angle. It looks awful. So even if you put Frodo and Bilbo sitting there, I mean, you're going to get that awful looking branch sitting there. They could have foliaged it or put some leaves or something. So on the back, you got that nice little trim detail that helps block some of that roofing section so it doesn't look like it's just a plate popped out. And then you got one and two portraits that are sticker based, so you have to put the stickers on yourself. Right here, you got her where the sword sits. I do not have the sword set because I still have all my swords and stuff in the armory. And the reason for so is because I will be light in this set and I don't want to have a bunch of swords everywhere. I will pull all the weapons out at the end of this video and show you every weapon item you get for this set, but that's the reason why. And you'll notice that the armory is going to be empty, but I'll show you everything that's supposed to go in there later on. But that's the reason why these are not in. Alright, so that's where the broken sword sits. That comes from the portrait piece, because that sword is going to shatter into pieces once he cuts his arm, I think it is, off. That's what the sword sits in there. So if you want to look inside, which is not going to be the easiest thing, you got some spots right in the maps, several spots. I feel like this could used a little more. You got a lot of lights and candle lights and chalices in there. You can kind of see the eye all the way in the back. This thing right here keeps falling off so many times during the build. That one right there just kept falling off. You got several towers that hold the top base on. They're super detailed and gives you that amazing aesthetic look. But as you can see, all up on the flooring, that is literally plated, printed pieces, no stickers. Imagine putting stickers on all that. That would have been a nightmare. But during it, I thought there was more than one different color of those, because your eyes just get so hallucinated into that color that it literally drives you bonkers. I was losing my mind with that, I'll be honest with you. Coming on this side, you got a nice look of another entryway, which is the entryway that you would have had come from the tower section that allows you to enter in. You got a nice portrait of Elvish. I want to say they're either making a ring or they're fixing the sword, but this is the portrait piece that they're looking at, which you can see perfectly from the tower angle, which is a nice little aesthetic from looking from the inside of the tower. And as you can see, the roof is held by studs. So in other words, I call them nail pieces. You stick the little nail pieces in, and that's what holds this on. And it literally gives it that angle, that 45 degree, I want to say it's 45 degree angle, but I could be wrong, but it gives you that amazing angle right coming down to the sides. And you can see the nice detailed area. This is pretty much closed off because this is part of Bilbo's room. But you got that nice little arch area. You can see some of the details from the upside down trim on the inside. This is part of the piece that it connects to the tower, which it doesn't literally click in or anything. It just goes on. And then this is the stud pieces that go right into the tower itself. But this is everything that it looks like for the section the middle section, which I'm going to put this piece right back on, which we will come back to this later on when we're going to be looking at the minifigures sitting in the center section. But let's take a second right now and go check out every minifigure you get for this set. Here we have all the weapons that would go in the dungeon, plus the special sword that killed Sauron the first time. You got some elvish swords, some daggers, some swords, some big swords, some axes, and these go for each of the characters, and also they get stored in the nice safe place of the elvish armory. Alright folks, let's talk about each one of these amazing minifigures that come with this set, which is a ton, and we can also include those statues. First we have Bilbo with his cane, his nice old man dress shirt, short legs, white wig, and he's also got a little bit of printing on his back shirt. Next up is Gandalf. Gandalf the Grey, because he isn't white yet. He has his hat, his beard, and a nice robe dress minifigure print. Also to note, he does come with an alternative hairpiece that you could switch from his hat. Here's Mr. Frodo Baggins with his leather type pleather shirt, minifigure kid feet, special feet to this minifigure because he's got hobbit feet. He's also got his green cape with his gold ring. Good old Samwise Gamgee with his frying pan, his bluish, tannish looking cape. He's also got an old hobbit leather cut dress shirt outfit with his bands on each side. he's also rocking the Hobbit feet. The one that always has to have the carrots. It is that Marduk, or also known as Merry. Got his carrot with his hobbit-like outfit. He's also got a lime green looking cape, nice hair, hobbit feet. We all know Pippin from Pippin's song. In the third movie, he's also holding some lammas bread. In the movie, you also remember that he ate like 15 lammas bread when all it takes is one bite for an elf to be full. So this guy was gassy and full. And he's rocking his scarf, blue shirt, hobbit feet, brown cape, brown hair, and his lammas bread in his hand. Next up is Gimli, son of Gloin. He also has an alternate hairpiece. If you take the helmet off, he can switch, but he's got his helmet as armor-like chain sides with an armor belly chest piece and kid-size minifigure feet, not hobbit size. He's decked out in his armor and his nice orange beard. Gimli, son of Gloin. Here we have Aragorn, the savior, the king. Aragorn himself, Aragorn the second of Isildar. He's got brown hair, rider cowboy style shirt piece, riding down with printed piece on his legs. I have him holding an arch, but he does also have a sword. Amazing facial printing too to represent his stash. This man right here was an enemy but a friend all at the same time, riding with the orange hair, blue outfit. He's also got some print on the legs. Mr. Boromir with his amazing shield. He died too soon, but that's because he let the ring get the better of him. Hopefully I pronounced this one right. Legolas Greenleaf, representing the race of dwarves, men, and elves. He's rocking his elvish chest piece, yellow custom molded headpiece with pant printing. He's got his amazing arch. You know, him and Gimli always go against it to see who can kill the most. And you know what? It's always Legolas. I call him Nicholas for some reason, but here's the Madam of the Hour, Arwen, with her robe white dress, her custom elfish hair going along the side. She's also got her book. This is Arwen, and isn't she a beauty? Here we have another elf, Elrond, actually the leader of Rivendell, with a nice robe print coming all the way down to the end. Nice hairpiece. You also got the custom molded headpiece with the ears on the hair. Elrond, sorry. Elrond. And he's such a beautiful minifigure, especially with his king crown on top. So you also got two unnamed elves, which this one reminds me of that one guy that was always with Elrond. That's what this one reminds me of. And this is the one that reminds me of the one that helps Arwen out. So these two look like they're Arwen and Elrond's, like, what's the word? Maid kind of thing. Bodyguard, in a sense. That's what these two are. And they're both wearing the same type of outfit, same color, and same type of headpiece. It's just different blonde and brown. Same with the pointy ears, but you also got the green chest piece, except her robe goes all the way down on her chest. Last minifigure, we're going to call him the blacksmith person, the one that works on the swords and the stuff in the armory stuff. That's what we're going to consider him as. Decked out in a nice white beard, white hair. The beard is similar to Gimli's, but not like Gandalf's. It also got a nice chest piece, no printed, but does got gray legs. I think he's the guy that comes with Gimli. I don't know. Unsure. Let me know in the comments. But let's check out the next one. Here we have everyone set up for the fellowship. This is what everyone looks like with sitting. So there's a special piece for Frodo that changes his leg formation so he can be able to sit properly. Same goes for Same goes for Elrond and Gandalf. They have a special piece. And also, there's one more minifigure that can have special legs they give us for spare parts. But this is what everyone looks like as a fellowship sitting around the round ring. This is the best way Lego could represent, so everyone had their own legs. The third section, which honestly to me is one of my favorite sections, and that's because I'm a sucker for translucent water pieces. And that's what you got a lot of. Translucent water pieces. Could this waterfall been a little bit bigger? Yes. But still it gives you that nice point of a nice little waterfall coming under the bridge with more of the snotted pieces to hold the rocks to the side. And while building this section, I was so amazed on how they were building the steps so perfectly. These steps are phenomenally perfect and set. It's built so weird, like as in when you're putting certain sections of the stairs in at weird times, but the final result is absolutely amazing. So you got more of these stick-looking trees, not the greatest. I will say this: the trees are not the greatest in this set, in my opinion, but it still gives you the aesthetic look that Lego was looking for the trees. You got some more mushroom looks. You can see the entrance to the dungeon. You got some of the shovels, place to beat. You also got firearm inside. Keep turning it around, and that's when you can actually see the inside of the dungeon. When I take the top off, we'll be able to set some light in there. The dungeon is empty, as I said. We just recently discussed all the weapons and stuff that will be in there. I will take a screenshot pic right now and show you guys what it is fully done. It's just I'm waiting for it to be lit before I put all this stuff in, and then I'm just hitting it left and right. You got wheels and stuff to hold, lanterns, beaters. You got anything, everything you could possibly need for an armory in there. Real quick, on the back side, you got some more of the water look. You got a little frog, some more mushrooms, the awful tree backgrounds. I swear the trees look so awful from the back. Alright, you notice I could pop that piece right off so easily, right? Here's another section you could pretty much place anywhere you want if you chose to. This is the most super intricate, detailed gazebo I've ever built. It's got so many toilet seats, arch pieces, dinosaur tails, you name it, it's in it. And is that Lammus? What is that though? If you guys know what this is supposed to be, because this is the second time we've seen this section, you let me know, because I don't know. On the bottom, Lego has said themselves this was the last section they worked on, and this was the most detailed to try to make the strength of this circle to be fully functional for this piece and to be able to be removable. So you can be able to get into the dungeon area and play along. This right here, even though it was a pain, is so inspiring that I absolutely just love it. That's how it is. Building these circle section areas, you build 3 different versions in this, was so amazing and so intricate to be able to do. I love it. I really do. I love how Lego allowed you to experience something that is so advanced in detail for technique. It's astonishing. It sits right perfectly and makes the whole section look pretty nice. Like I said, this is the section that allows it to pop out. Literally, that's what gives it its 20 inches in depth, which is not the easiest thing in the world. I forgot to mention in the center section that this is all built on an angle. This whole section here is built on a cockeyed angle, which allows it to pop out and sit all as one. Well, here you have it, folks. Now we have it all back as its normal self, held as one. Folks, this is not the most displayable set in size form, but integrity and look form, this is an absolute beaut. I would highly recommend this set. It is just one of those things that you just got to experience in your Lego fan kind of, if you're a Lego fan, it's just one of those sets you have to actually experience for yourself. Yes, for the price of $500, it is pretty steep, but in my opinion, I think this is worth like $800. But that's just me. I know that's probably going to be an arguable defense from a lot of people, but for me, I feel like this could be worth $800 just because of building technique alone and the minifigure choices they give you. Now, if you went by piece per ratio, I wouldn't agree that that high of a price would matter. But for what you get and for what you look, it's an actual beauty. Next, you guys, we're going to see, we are going to start adventuring in light in this set with Light My Brick 2.0. So hang on to that. We're going to be doing a series just like we've been doing with the block to build that. We're trying to do build series and light series. So there's going to be more than one video unless, let's say, the build is very small or the light kit is super small. It probably might only be one video, but other than that, it'll be pretty much breaking up. I'm super to see all the candles in here lit, the river showing blue, dungeon nice lit, Bilbo's room nice and bright. I hope you guys are excited because we'll be cracking open Lego Rivendell Light My Brick 2.0. Now, if I would have got that light kit in time, which I didn't, because they just switched over to Light My Brick 2.0 when I was already mid build for this set. So originally, if so let's say I had the Light My Brick kit before I built this. I was able to light it and build it at the same time. I got some kits coming right now that we're going to be able to build and light at the same time, so stay tuned. Hope you guys are going to be enjoying that experience as much as I am, but I hope you guys enjoy this one too. Let's light this brick right up. I'll see you guys when we're lighting this set. Stay awesome, stay safe, and as always, keep building your life just one brick at a time. Bye for now.